WIP Afternoon Show with Ike, Spike, and Fritz.
Spike, Fritzy back there behind the booth. We get to Fritzy baseball at some point in time today. Spike, holler at your boy.
Oh, I'm going to holler at you. Not dead yet, buddy. We are not dead yet. You know, those losers 90 miles north of us before this season, when we talked about how talented the Sixers are, they would say, well, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Oh, I love
well,
that
what happens when talent works hard, baby? What happens when talent works hard? We saw last night what happens when talent works hard. And we got a little guy about 6 feet tall named Tyrese Maxey who works hard. He says he wants to get 1% better every single day.
Oh, you got to love it.
Well, last night he got 10% better. He got 15% better. He got 20% better. And the game before that, we needed him down the stretch. We didn't get it. And last night, we got it. We got it. We needed him. He was the best player on the court, the same court that had Joel Embiid and Jalen Brunson. And last night, Tyrese Maxey was the best player on the court.
Yeah, I mean, last night Tyrese Maxey did something that moving forward, you know, obviously in the moment, the game was a great comeback for the Sixers, down 6, less than 30 seconds left to go. Really the reversal of what game 2 was when they were up 5 with 30 seconds to go. They find a way to win this game, and if they can somehow win this series, like we'll always remember Tyrese Maxey for what he did in game 5 of this game. But if they could somehow win this series, that game could go down as a legacy game in his career, like from a national standpoint, where Tyrese Maxey could sort of be thrusted into that next tier of basketball player in the NBA. And it was needed. It was needed. Everything he did was needed. More importantly, the mindset and the attitude was needed, that he needed to take over and not defer coming down the stretch. He got just enough help from Toby. He got just enough help from Embiid late in the fourth and in overtime. He got just enough help from those guys. Batum made some plays. Oubre made some plays. But Maxey clearly brought us home in that game. He would not let them lose last night.
He grew up. Yeah. That's what stars do.
That was after he missed 3 free throws and turned the ball over. It pissed me off.
Those 3 free throws I'll never think about ever again in my life. They didn't happen. They didn't have those.
Although it cost us in game 2.
It did cost us in game 2. But here we are.
I like it because it motivated. He said it fueled him. He was angry about that.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, we were talking yesterday, 215-592-9494. How you feeling? We got a shorter show today. We're gonna get in. We were saying yesterday how Jokic has had Jamal Murray finish 2 games in the Lakers series, and as they won a title last year, how important the guard was, because when it comes down the stretch, the guy who's bringing the ball to the court, the guy who has the ball on the perimeter, blah, blah, he's got to do something with the ball. It's much easier, and he did something with the ball. And the 4-point play, great play, lucky, but that logo 3, I'll never get – I lost it. I can't believe he hit the shot.
Dude. Initially, I'm like, bruh, seriously?
Yep. But then it goes in.
Then it went in.
You know what it is? It's like, no, yeah!
He rolls up so quick.
Yep.
I was like, hold on. Seriously, I looked at the clock initially because I thought he only had 3 seconds on the clock or something.
Dude, I was just so happy he didn't look at Joel.
Yeah,
I'm so happy he didn't pass it to
No,
Joel.
he was taking that shot the whole way.
He was taking, and he didn't want to get fouled.
And
that
he didn't want to get fouled.
And that was the big thing that the Knicks were trying to avoid to do before he was shooting it was foul him. That's what they should have done, and they didn't do it.
Yep.
And you mentioned Joel. And I don't want to make today about Joel, but here is my thing on Joel last night.
Thanks to Maxey, it's not about Joel.
It's not about Joel.
Yes.
I made a big deal about Joel yesterday. So he came out with the wrong energy. Came out, by the way, he knew he didn't have it offensively. I thought early on, made great passes, got guys open shots. They didn't hit the open shots, and he fell apart. He unraveled. He 100% unraveled. But to me, Joel Embiid for last night gets a pass from me. Stop it. Here is why.
Already?
Here is why. But he's out of control.
Yes.
First of all, let it be known that Tyrese Maxey isn't Tyrese Maxey when Joel Embiid isn't on the court. And we've seen that all year long. Even when a bad Joel Embiid Tyrese Maxey is a better version of Tyrese Maxey when Embiid is on
this.
I'm doing it.
Don't do it.
The other thing, let me do it.
Go ahead.
He had 16 rebounds and 10 assists. All we complained about all series long. Rebounds.
That's true.
He's been 7, 8, 9 rebounds. Do you know how many offensive rebounds Josh Hart had last night? 0.
2, I was going to say, I didn't see very many.
He had 0.
Yeah.
And 10 assists, which is not nothing. And then down the stretch, when we are waiting for him to disappear, and he tried his best to disappear. Mm-hmm. But down the stretch in the fourth and in overtime,
he was big.
He was
clutch,
big.
Yeah, he made some clutch shots.
Shots. Had a couple of clutch stops.
Yep.
And that final rebound, who was on the ground with the ball,
I loved it. He hit the floor.
He hit the floor.
Loved it.
And so I guess what I'm saying is, I don't ever want to see him with the energy in an important game like he had to start that game. But that said, you got us here. We were dying for somebody else to throw you a lifeline. Mm-hmm. They threw you a lifeline. You got through it. Forgiven and forgotten doesn't happen again. We won the game. They don't win the game without him. And he
for sure.
He wasn't as good as I wanted him to be or expected him to be in a number of ways. Yes.
He was the number two. The roles were reversed. That's all. Like, those are normally what the numbers he could put up, the shot attempts. And I'm not saying Maxey doesn't have that ability. I just look at it that the roles were reversed last night. And what I'll give Embiid credit for is that he realized it and he didn't force it late in the game. He was trying to early in that fourth quarter when he came back in, but then he realized, you know what, let Tyrese bring us home.
And I give Nick Nurse credit. Nick Nurse pulled him for a minute.
He did.
And Nick Nurse said after the game that it wasn't that he was tired. It was that he needed
to get it right.
Needed 3 straight plays that were not and he
all turnovers.
And he was doing the thing where he is frantic and trying to take over, and he just did not have it to take over. But then once he settled down, got the ball, waited for the double team, passed it out, and let Maxey generate the offense.
Yeah.
And look, all is well that ends well. Can't ever happen again, but here we are. And if anything, it allowed the star turn, not that this was on purpose, but it allowed the star turn for Maxey last night.
Yes.
So
I know. I completely agree. I think sometimes it's important for the number one guy to recognize when he doesn't have it going and the number 2 guy does have it going. And you got to be a good teammate and allow number 2 to sometimes bring you home. It's okay. It really is okay. LeBron's first few years in Miami, he had Dwayne Wade there, right? So he had that there. And they had to figure out when it was time to let the other guy be effective. Shaq and Kobe, same thing. Like, this is what happens. Even Jokic with Jamal Murray. You don't see Jokic try to force it if he doesn't have it going. He lets Murray keep going with it if he has the hot hand. And to me, it was more important that Tyrese didn't defer. Tyrese didn't need to feel like, I got to get the ball to Joel Embiid. This is not my job. It's not my job to bring us home. I'm not the star of the team. He's our guy. No, Tyrese. You have the ability to be that guy.
You're both.
Go be that guy.
Right.
Yes.
At
go
times,
be that guy.
You're that. And hopefully Embiid empowers him for that. Because, something I saw.
Last night it was with actions.
Yes.
It's normally with just words. Last night it was with actions.
And you see after something like that, well, that's it. Don't build around Embiid, build around Maxey. Stop it.
Nah.
Stop it.
You need both of them.
You need both. If you were gonna build around Maxey and say, give me the perfect center around Maxey, I'd say, well, give me a guy who can shoot threes, who can play defense for Maxey, who can generate offense when you need it. That's the one that you build around him with.
Yeah.
So let's forget about who we're building around. Forget about. There's no Robin without Batman, right? You don't get no one wants a Robin without a Batman.
You need both these guys.
You need both of them.
And listen, I thought Embiid did other things. One thing I certainly look at is the offensive board, Spike. We out offensive boarded the Knicks last night. We beat them at their game. We beat them at their game. I didn't see a bunch of offensive rebounds from the Knicks last night. There was a concerted effort from our guys to chase down rebounds and to be that aggressive. They didn't want to lose last night. And the Knicks thought they had that game won when it was 96-90. They started celebrating a little bit too early, and Tyrese said, no, not tonight. Not tonight. And I loved it.
Ben Stiller and Turtle can go right to hell.